Anusha. Sonia, top focus this hour is the big encounter, the fierce encounter which is underway between Sidhu Moosewala's killers and Punjab police in the border area of Amritsar. CNN News 18 is on ground zero, is at the spot of the encounter, tracking all the live updates for you. Now, what we can tell you is that 2 out of the 3 gangsters have been shot dead. One of the killed gangster has been identified as Jagroop Singh or Roopa. The police placed barricades around the encounter site. The area has been completely cordoned off. Ambulance, of course, has reached the encounter site. Multiple shots can be heard by the local eyewitnesses in the area. As expected, the police has taken all precautions to make sure that the locals are not injured. From the ground, my colleagues are reporting. My colleague Anshul is also telling us more about the details which are emerging. Anshul, first tell us about the information that you're picking up. This encounter operation has been happening for more than 2 hours now. What is the latest update?
So yes, this encounter started initially at around 12 p.m. is what we have been told from sources on the ground. And initially, when these two gangsters were spotted over there, the police got the tip-off from a very reliable source in Attari, where they since there was a bounty on the heads of both these at least 2 of these gangsters who are now involved in the encounter. There was a bounty on their head, and hence the police got a tip off that these people are staying in this village near the Attari border. When the police party reached there, the gangsters started firing arbitrarily at the police officers, and since then the police has been trying to tackle them and has been trying to bring the situation on the ground. Initially, what the police had told us that their main target was to make sure that these gangsters are captured alive, so that more details about the whole planning and plotting of killing Sidhu Moosewala could come to the fore. Because remember, it has been more than a month, and still the weapons that were used to kill Sidhu Moosewala, that has not been recovered. These two are the main accused who initially fired upon Sidhu Moosewala. They belong to the Goldie Barar gang. These were the two who initially fired upon Sidhu Moosewala, and hence are the main accused in this entire case. Although the special cell of the Delhi police and the SIT that has been formed by the Punjab police, they have managed to capture at least 8 people of the gang, but in all fairness, they were not able to capture the 2 main accused who actually fired upon Sidhu Moosewala. And because in the postmortem report, it also came out that Sidhu Moosewala was killed by the first bullet that hit him. So yes, Mannu was the person who actually fired upon Sidhu Moosewala just to give out a message and to make sure that his terror is spread in that area and his gang gets famous in this area. Talking about today, the situation on the ground as of now is we have been told that there were actually 3 people inside that house. 2 of them have been neutralized by the police over there. Their firing is still going on. After every few minutes, after short intervals, there is heavy firing that comes from the side of the gangsters, and hence the police has to retaliate. That is why we have seen that 2 gangsters have already been killed. Now the 3rd gangster is still inside the house. The police is trying to make sure that at least this person is captured
Let's
alive.
also talk about the other details which I remember you had reported some time ago about the kind of weapons these gangsters have, the kind of refined, weapons that they are using against the Punjab police, and also about the larger international nexus that our colleagues Aman and Rajiv have been talking about, that these were the people, these gangsters, they wanted to cross border. These are also the gangsters which are allegedly known to have some kind of Khalistani links and may also be getting some kind of support from Pakistan. So this is not just an ordinary gangster, an encounter that the police is doing. They have AK-47, and international conspiracy is what the police is looking at.
That's very true, because the very basic question that arises over here, that these people had managed to escape from Punjab, from the grasp of the Punjab police, the very day that Sidhu Moosewala was killed. Because remember, when Sidhu Moosewala was killed, there were at least 6 to 7 people in 3 vehicles. And after killing Sidhu Moosewala, all these vehicles went in different directions. So when these people had actually managed to escape from Punjab, why did they actually choose to come back to Punjab, and at a place where they have been found is at the Attari border, which is actually the Punjab and Pakistan border, the India-Pakistan border. So why did they take so much risk to get back into Punjab, a place where there is a bounty on their head, has already been announced. The police is looking for them day in and day out. What were the reasons that they actually chose Attari to be in today? So this is one of the biggest questions that needs to be answered. Secondly, the weapons that were used, they were actually very sophisticated and military grade weapons. These were not the weapons that you get in every nook and corner or country-made weapons. But AK-47, getting the hands on AK-47 is a big puts a big question mark on the ability of the Punjab police to make sure that illegal weapons are not transported.
Absolutely. And Anshul, let's also talk about the political implications of this entire case. The fact that the Aam Aadmi Party government, the newly elected government, has been facing severe criticism of the worsening law and order situation, which their political opponents term it so. There are various questions about the Khalistani nexus being revived in some way or the other. That's what political opponents have said. And more importantly, the manner in which Sidhu Moosewala's killing really was carried out, and the multiple state agencies and the police is looking at this entire case. How crucial is it for the state government and Punjab police to crack down upon this nexus?
So yes, the Aam Aadmi Party has been absolutely on the back foot since day one, because since the time Aam Aadmi Party has come into power in Punjab, we have seen many incidents happening inside Punjab where a grenade was launched at a SIT office in Punjab.
Yes.
That news also came up. Also, the biggest question that the political parties were raising, even before the elections, if you remember, Anusha, that Punjab is a border state, and it is going to be really very difficult for the Aam Aadmi Party government to make sure that law and order is maintained over there, peace is maintained over there. This was the biggest question mark on the Aam Aadmi Party government. Now, since day one, since the day Sidhu Moosewala was killed, the first demand of the family of Sidhu Moosewala was that this case should be transferred to central agencies. However, keeping the pride of Punjab police in mind, the government decided to not transfer this case and made an SIT, a high-level SIT, to investigate the case in Punjab itself. So it has been almost 2 months now, Anushad. I think it was on 28th or 29th of May when Sidhu Moosewala was shot. It has been almost 2 months, and the Punjab police has not gotten a hold of the main accused in this case. We have been getting reports of various information of various arrests happening, but the main accused who were actually involved in this case, the Punjab police was not able to reach to them.
And you know, Anshul, when there is a larger nexus like we're talking about, it becomes all the more crucial to look at the crucial links of the nexus and break it down. I'm also going to cut across to my colleague Aman Bharadwaj from News 18 Punjab, who's been tracking the story from the ground. अमन, हमने बहुत सारे पहलुओं पे बात की. इसका एक राजनीतिक पहलू है, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का भी एक पूरी एक समस्या है पंजाब में जिसको देखा जाना चाहिए. इस समय ग्राउंड से आपको क्या अपडेट्स, क्या डिटेल्स मिल रहे हैं? ये भी खबर आ रही थी कि कुछ पत्रकार जख्मी हो गए हैं.
देखिए, अब तक सबसे बड़ी डेवलपमेंट इसमें ये और अपडेट ये है कि दूसरा गैंगस्टर जो है मनप्रीत मन्नू, उसको भी ही इज आल्सो शॉट डेड. और इससे पहले रूपा जो है, जगरूप रूपा, उसको मार दिया गया था. और अब दूसरा गैंगस्टर जो है वो भी मारा गया. तो दोनों गैंगस्टर जो है वो मारे गए हैं. जहां तक जर्नलिस्ट जो है वहां पर जो इस कवरेज पर है और इस अपडेट्स को दे रहे हैं ग्राउंड से, तो वहां पर एक वीडियो जर्नलिस्ट, एक न्यूज चैनल के सिकंदर मट्टू, उनको भी जो है वो 315 बोर के जो छर्रे हैं वो लगे हैं, और उनकी जो पैर के ऊपर छर्रे लगे हैं जिससे इंजरी हुई है. और उसके अलावा कोशिश की जा रही है पुलिस से, जो सोर्सेज वहां पर है उनसे बातचीत करने की कि इनके साथ और कौन कौन वो वहां पर मौजूद है, क्या ये 2 से ज्यादा है. क्योंकि फायरिंग जो है वो पिछले 2.5 घंटे से हमने देखा है, रुक के फायरिंग जो है वो की जा रही थी. और इन्होंने शेल्टर जहां पर लिया हुआ है, तो वो कौन सी जगह है, क्या ये पहली बार वहां पर आए? क्योंकि सीसीटीवी में इससे पहले देखा गया कि ये इनको मोगा में देखा गया. मोगा के अलावा तरन तारण में सीसीटीवी आई, पुलिस के पास इनपुट आई कि तरन तारण में इनको देखा गया है. और एक अहम जानकारी ये भी है कि जगरूप रूपा जो है वो लॉरेंस बिश्नोई का काफी करीबी रहा है. ये अमृतसर से बिलोंग करता है, और कहीं ना कहीं अमृतसर का जो ग्रामीण इलाका है उसको भी वो अच्छे से जानता है, किस तरीके से वहां पे चीजें ऑपरेट करनी है, कहाँ पर रुकना है, कहाँ पर पहुंचती है, कहां पर नहीं पहुंचती है. तो इस तरीके की जानकारी जो है वो रूपा के पास है, क्योंकि वो खुद अमृतसर से है. और जो मन्नू है, मन्नू मोगा से बिलोंग करता है और
जी।
उसको भी जो जानकारी मिली है सोर्सेज के थ्रू कि उसको भी मार गिराया पुलिस ने इनकाउंटर में। और इसमें एक ये भी है कि डेवलपमेंट के साथ साथ पुलिस का माइंडसेट देखने की जरूरत है कि सिद्धू मूसेवाला की किलिंग के बाद पुलिस जहां पहले इन्वेस्टिगेट करती थी और बहुत कम होता था कि इनकाउंटर करती थी या मार गिराती थी,
जी।
तो अब पुलिस का वो माइंडसेट है या जो वर्क कल्चर है काम करने का, ऑपरेशन करने का तरीका, वो भी चेंज हुआ है, वो भी ट्रांसफॉर्म हुआ है।